Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. These Democrats are out of control. They are protesting in the streets. They're burning down cars. They are attacking police officers. See, the party of love, tolerance, the party of, love everyone and hug a tree. Well, now they're showing us their true colors. Whenever they lose an election, they are election deniers and they burn down the country. Whenever they win an election, denying the results of an election is a threat to democracy. Well, now Kristi Neom was attacked by a Democrat senator, and then that Democrat senator was smacked to the ground, dragged out of there like a doll, and handcuffed on camera. And I'm about to roll you that clip, and I want to break down what I believe is happening in the country. I believe there is a wannabe revolution happening. I believe the Democrats are genuinely with George Soros and the globalists have planned a revolution to topple our government. They see that they can't do it. They stole an election. They opened the borders. And then 4 years later, we came out and voted in such numbers that we broke down the system and the machines and they couldn't do anything. And now, just like the Bolsheviks took down the Russian Empire, they are doing the very exact same thing. Do me a huge favor. Smash that thumbs up. Subscribe. Leave me a comment. Where are you tuning in from today? And ladies and gentlemen, before we continue really quickly, the sponsor of today's video and the channel overall is Verity Metals. Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend Matthew Geiger, who I personally know, personal friend of mine, he's the owner of the company. It's not a huge call center. It's a small shop with just a couple employees there working. It's a few miles away from my house. You can go in there. It's in Glendale, Arizona, a few miles from my house. You can go in, meet the staff, meet the owner, meet me. You get to see the stuff that you're getting when you buy it. They'll take care of you. They do IRAs, 401ks, cash, retirement plans. You can, even if you just want one coin, they will help you out. They are people of faith, Trump supporters, and they love the Patriot community, and they love it so much that when you call or text 888-328-6105 and tell them that Vlad sent you, they'll give you free silver on your next order. Links are down below in the description. Thank you. Let's get into it. So from here, I'm going to take you right here. Breaking. Democrat Senator Alex Padilla forcibly removed and arrested for heckling DHS Secretary Kristi Neom during a press briefing. So this was like the beginning of it.
Senator Alex Padilla, I have questions for the secretary, because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your hands off.
Hands off me.
Many of our ICE agents have been doxxed for doing their duty, how they have been targeted.
Now, there's a longer clip which shows us a little more of what happened.
Guys, ready? And balancing. Sir, hands up. I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the secretary, because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your
I also wanted to
hands
know
off.
specifically how many of our ICE agents have been doxxed for doing their duty.
On the ground. Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
If you let my hands go ahead, put behind my back.
All right. Cool. One hand. Lay flat. Lay flat.
Other hand, sir. Other hand.
There's no recording allowed out here. I did not know. There's no recording allowed out here per FBI, right?
So I'm not sure if they pressed charges against him, but they did handcuff him. And then he was outside. He held a little press conference like an hour later, playing victim. What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? I genuinely believe this is what's happening. As the streets are burning, and instead of the Democrats coming out and telling their party, stop burning the country, stop destroying our cities, stop being insurrectionists, they are egging them on. We saw Maxine Waters last week, right? Walking around through Los Angeles, flipping off and screaming and cussing at ICE agents. Now we see Padilla. We see him doing the same thing. Instead of telling his supporters and his base and his voters to calm down, relax, take a chill pill, stop. No, now he is going and confronting Kristi Neom, the DHS secretary. What they're doing is instead of telling their supporters to stop, they are egging them on to go further, burn more cars, harm more people, get louder, get more out of control. Because they want chaos. I believe when you look at the way the Russian Empire was taken down by the Bolsheviks, right? And the Soviet Union came in, and communism came in, and totalitarianism came in, it was very similar. It was decades upon building of hate the other side. The other side is wicked. The other side wants war. And then they started war. They're the ones that started violence and protests and burning down cities and harming police officers and soldiers. It's the same old playbook. We have two options. And this is what, the good guys did, and this is why they lost. They sat home, did nothing. Now, we are still at a place where pray for peace, support your local law enforcement, support ICE. But there's a second part to it. When it really got bad, they still stayed home. I hope it doesn't get to that point. I hope our military, Trump sends in the Marines, and still, for Trump to send in the Marines, there's a lot of constitutional issues. The president is not allowed to use the military against his own people. That's what the National Guard is for. It is, you can only deploy the military on American soil if it's civil war. I pray that doesn't happen. I pray we don't get to there. But I see what they're doing. I love history. I love history. When it comes to the Russian Empire and the Bolsheviks, it's the same playbook. Same playbook that we've seen. Do me a favor. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? What are your opinions on this? Subscribe. God bless you. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.